I'm live. Yes, indeedy. I am live. 8 seconds in. Oh, it's all gone a bit. Yes, I'm live. Beautiful, sunny. I thought I'd have a break last week because no one was watching us. I don't know if anybody's got to see tonight, but I thought I'd just come on live and tell you what I've been up to and what I've been doing. Beer related, I'm beer related and whatever. So, I shall start off with I just reviewed some beers this evening, um, and um, I usually pick the best beer out of the lot I've reviewed, and I have to say that boys and girls, anybody watching, there's no one watching me at the moment. That one there, Doc's Beers, Hard Graft, highly recommend that one. So anybody who hasn't had that beer, give it a whirl, like you do. No, I think more or less people must be out having their barbecues, to be honest. Because I'll tell you what, it's scorching out there, to be honest. So I've been quite busy over the past couple of weeks regarding selling beer and stuff and doing this and that. So I'm not really expecting anybody to be watching tonight, to be honest. But I'll waffle on for half hour and see who turns up. At the moment, no one's turning up, which is great. Because I can. That means I can just kind of waffle on, pure entertainment style. See if anybody turns up. Right, I'm gonna have a beer because I feel like a beer. I've got this kind of like fun day on at the village pub over there, where all the village congregate, obviously to have a good gossip and stuff. Kids play on kind of like slides and stuff, but for me, Mr. Miller, I am back. Yes, I needed I took a break last week. The reason why I took a break last week, Mr. Miller, is that the week before that hardly anybody was watching. So I thought, well, I'll take a break, then come back. The great comeback is on, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and I weren't expecting anybody really to be watching me tonight because the sun's out and everything. I thought, Warren Bryson Payne with a double barrel name. He's back. Of course, you're back. You want me to? Well, I'll tell you one thing about Amanda Holden is that she got shafted by Schofield, didn't she? She wanted this morning job, and she never got it. So there you go. So that's one thing about her. But obviously, we can talk about other stuff, beer mostly if you want, but whatever pops in your head, boys. Whatever pops in your head. So I'm gonna crack this one open. She can what? Shaft you, Aaron. You ain't got You're not one of them blokes who inclined for a good strap on up the old Jacksy, are you, mate? Well, I'm gonna drink that one. Wood Will Fall Down, and it's a Berliner, and it's from Mikkeller, courtesy of Marks and Sparks. I haven't got a clue why there's some sort of bullfighter on it, and breaking pencils and everything. And Henry, I don't get that. Boys and girls, you two obviously watching me at the moment. Do you get the joke? There must be some sort of joke regarding that can design because I haven't got a clue what that is. Anyway, Marks and Sparks have been doing it. I reviewed it back before Christmas, something like that. I'm going to crack this up. So, yeah. So, it's like a bloody crash where I live. Anyway, I'm going to pull this out. Berliner Weisses. Do you boys like Berliner Weisses? Let us know in the comments, please. I'm sure you're going to tell me because at the moment, all you want to know about is Amanda Holden. But I'm just saying that, Phil Schofield, did the business on her. She deserved it anyway. She deserved getting treated like that, to be honest. So, pouring her out, There she goes. Never had one of them. Aaron, mate, get yourself down and Marks and Sparks. You know, pick one up. They do an IPA. Michela, they've got like three or four different beers they do, Michela, in Marks and Sparks. You know, Marks and Sparks isn't just for your granny's gruts no more. They actually do great beers for once, if you know what I mean. You know, they usually, Marks and Sparks are renowned for, granny's clothes and granny's shoes and granny's kind of like tin fish and stuff. But they actually do good beers. So get yourself down to Marks and Sparks, get hold of that Berliner Weiss. If you like a Berliner Weiss, Aaron, tell us. Tell us. At the moment, it's just you and Ryan holding up the fort for me. As ever, the hardcore is here. As ever. So, yeah, Berliner Weiss, lovely stuff. That's nice, that. Ooh. Aaron Miller says they do the best Christmas sandwich in M&S. They do the best Christmas sandwich in M&S. I'll take it's got turkey in, Aaron. It's got to be. It's not one of them sandwiches. I remember reading something. I don't know if it's in that paper you get on the buses, Is it the Metro? It's a free paper you get on the buses and stuff. And I was saying about this Christmas, this guy down south did a Christmas Cornish pasty or Christmas sandwich, and you had everything, the whole Christmas meal. Must be a pasty. In this pasty. And you can when you start eating it, you had to eat it one end and finish at the following end. And when you first ate it, you used to get kind of like prawn cocktail and shit like that. And he kept eating it and eating it. Then you hit the turkey dinner and your pigs in blankets and all that bollocks. And he kept eating it and eating it and eating it towards you get to the end where you get the Christmas pudding. And I remember that. Where did I read it? Anyway, he was charging it for about £3. I thought, well, that's a great idea. Why don't we, Christmas dinner with a family round the table, like you do, get everybody round, just give them a pasty. Save a heck of a lot of aggro, wouldn't it? Leaving the neck in the turkey and all that bollocks. I'll tell you what, just get everybody round the table with these Christmas pies and pasties. Yeah. So, as far as Christmas sandwiches and M&S, I'm not too sure. It must be a turkey sandwich, obviously, with bits of sprouts and bits of. Richard Elliott. Hello, Richard, mate. I missed you, mate. Nice to hear from you. Christmas, it's July. That's right. Richard. The cat's getting excited about Christmas. It's just buggering off down there. Christmas. You've got to be in good preparation for Christmas. As ever, why not start in July? I'll be being absolutely flipping, baking, sweating my socks off today. And yeah, why not think about Christmas? I wish it would snow. And when it snows in the middle of winter, you think, Christ, I wish it was July. And when you get to July, you think to yourself, fuck me, I wish it was cold again. That's the typical mind work of somebody, isn't it? I'm just going to let the cat out. The cat wants out. Go on. Bug off. Obviously, going to do its business in the litter tray and stuff, and what have you. Yeah. So, yeah. Why not think opposite like that? I mean, we can't help but not whinge about the weather, can we? At the end of the day, it's kind of like, yeah, it's bloody summer. I wish it was fucking Christmas. Oh, it's bloody Christmas. Christ, I wish it was fucking summer. That type of shit. So. Yeah, as ever. So the beers I've done this afternoon, I usually kind of like, I'm going to try and do this every week. Every week. But like I said, I had a busy Saturday last Saturday, and the Saturday before, I kind of came on too early, I think. Matthew Barker. Hello. Jonathan, unfortunately, it's just a quick hello. I'm almost out of day, just having a Michela hair in the mailbox IPA, had a pizza. Matthew, I've just cracked open That one there, really enjoyed it. Matthew, I'm glad you're on because I've just reviewed that one, Matthew, and that is the best Docks beer I have reviewed. That one there, actually, I have to say, is one of the best session beers I've had for a very long time. Say no more. I see Felix Schofield isn't happy with Amanda Holden. What are your thoughts, Matthew? Matthew, you just missed out on that because Ryan Brighton Payne with a double barrel name and Aaron Miller is actually just. We've already talked about Amanda Holden. We've already talked about getting shafted by well, whatever's happened. So we've already talked about that, and at the end of the day, you know, what can you do, mate? What can you do at the end of the day? So what are you boys out there drinking? At the moment, I'm drinking this one. I'm going to crack this one open soon. This one is a Phantasma from Magic Rock. Yes, he is. Aaron, Matt is another Holden follower. Another Holden follower. I'll just keep attracting. I should change my name. Fantastic. Glad you enjoyed it. Still got your milk stout Belgian stout to have. Yeah, so looking forward to them. That Belgian stout is a phenomenal map. It's one of the greatest beers going. The Struce Black Albert. It's well worth trying. My milk stout, I can't remember what I sent you now. Did I send you a milk stout? I can't remember now, to be honest. Not sure what beer I sent you. I can't remember. If you were to review Amanda Holden, would she rate higher than Carlin? If I had, this is it. If I had Amanda Holden, Starkers, or a can of Carlin, I think I'll have to go for the Carlin because the Carlin don't stink of fish, does it? Like Matt Barker says, he sent me a book. Yes, I did. It was Sonnet 43, Bourbon Milk Stout. I did review that one. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice, subtle notes of stouty notes with a little bit of bourbon in. I thought I liked it. It was a nice little beer. That it was quite, you know, I don't expect big flavours from it, but it was rather nice. It was. I've had it on draft, on cask, whatever, from the tap as well. So I had that, and I really enjoyed it, Matt. Yeah, I don't know, you know, Carlin or Holden. Matt Barker says, "Have you reviewed Asda Smart Price beer?" I haven't, mate, but I did do the Tesco. I did the Tesco cheapo beers. I did the cheap bit. I will do that. That's something I need to do. Well, remind me again, Matty. Can I call you Matty? I don't know if people call you Matty or Matthew. Let us know what you want to be called, mate. Aaron Miller, wonder what the chances of getting her as a guest on here one week. Oh, I'll tell you what, Aaron. Wouldn't that be brilliant? Because Parker here. Got to slap her on the back every time she makes a wrong comment. Wouldn't that be brilliant? You know, give her a slap across the face. Say, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about for once. You know, she's a judge on Britain's Got Talent, but she hasn't got a announcer talent in her little finger, is she? To be honest, let's face it, she hasn't. We all know why she got there. By Les Dennis. Matt Barker says, just call me Matt, mate. Amanda Holden, come on down. Yeah. Come on down, Amanda Holden. Yeah, why not? She can sit here. She can feed the cat there if she wants and start talking to the cat because that's the only thing in this household would understand her and warrant her a conversation, to be honest, because let's face it, if you got an IQ over about 2, you know, that's it, you know. Richard Elliott says taser, not slap. Oh, taser. That's a bit evil, Richard. I always wanted, I tell you what, talking about tasers, I wanted to know what it was like to taser somebody in the bollocks. I always thought that, you know. I always thought I've been watching too much Police Interceptors. Don't know if you watch that. Don't know if you watch the Police Interceptors. You know, it's a kind of like a program on weekly to justify exactly what the police do and exactly how much of a good job they do and how much they know what they're doing. But when it comes to, having about six or bloody 8 police cars chasing some joyriders around a council estate in Ferryhill, and all those resources and a helicopter, and they find out that people just get caught, just get about 2 hours community service and about 50 quid fine. Makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it? Matt Barker, did you know Richard Elliott is a company man? Richard, are you a company man, my mate? Tell us what company you're part of. Sometimes it's not bad being a company man, not bad at all. Tell us who you work for. Better not be where I work. You don't want to work where I work, believe you me. Not at all. No. Crazy place where I work, believe you me. I'm going to go with this Berlin advice anyway. Richard Elliott says, taser to the bollocks. I'll remember that. Monday, Matt. Evil company man. Laugh. Evil company man. What evil company do you work for, Richard? Are you in company with, Satan or something like that? Let us know in the comments, mate. I like to know. I like to know where people work, actually. Everybody in there, they could be bankers or lawyers in this comments, Richard Elliott, you're safe. I work at Young's, same as Matt. Young's. Is Young's a brewery? Is Young's a shop? What do Young's do? Tell us. Tell us what Young's do. Is it a bakery? I can imagine you being a baker, funny enough. I don't know why. I can imagine you and Matt rolling the dough like you do, kneading it like you do, slapping it all, the flour on it and everything, and shoving it in the oven, and gas mark 6, boom, boom, out it comes. Let us know. I like to know what you boys work at. I don't know, I just always kind of like envisage you boys as being bakers. As far as Aaron Miller's concerned, I don't know what you do, mate. Tell us what you do, Aaron. I'd like to know what you do. You could do anything. You could be a murderer. You could be doing time in Wormwood Scrubs and just nicked a phone. You do fish. You do fish. Right, first of all, Richard, you do fish. So you obviously work at obviously Young's. Oh, bloody hell, Young's. Of course it's Young's in Grimsby, innit? When they do the you see it in the supermarkets. Go. Oh, apologies, Richard. I know where you work now. So if I buy a bag of prawns or shrimps and I find, I don't know, something in it, I know exactly know where you work. Matt Barker says, do you drink any spirits, mate? Did you see about the Jim Beam where I was going up in flames? I do not drink any spirits, Matt. That's one thing I do not do, is drink spirits. I'm just not into spirits. Not into spirits. I just don't drink spirits. So, sorry, Matt, it's not for me. Aaron Miller says, I work at a medical firm. This sounds serious. Fixing oxygen machines and shit. Oxygen machines. Well, I'll tell you what, Aaron. Oxygen machines. If I get in the hospital and I need oxygen and the fucker fails, if I survive it, I know where to come to, I do. Oh, let's give him, he needs oxygen. It's not working. Oh, who fixed it? Aaron fucking Miller. Oh, crikey. Yeah, so yeah, I know where to come, Aaron, mate. I know where to come. That's if I survive. Obviously, I need oxygen to prolong life. I need oxygen to carry on and to live, if you know what I mean. But sounds very important, Aaron. Hope you get a company car out of it, mate. Hope you get a company car. So I just noticed on the back of this can, actually, it's actually brewed in Belgium, this, um, for Marks and Sparks. So there you go. So I'm just going to go in with this and see what else comes up in the comments. Do like a good Berliner Weiss, I must admit. Right, Richard Elliott just cracked a Ferry Ales Brewery Porter. Nice change of pace. Richard, Matt sent me a Ferry Ales beer. I think it was, can't remember now. He had the Russian flag on the label. I thought it was really, really good. Whenever we do another beer swap or whatever, you know, put some Ferry Ales in. I'll put something different in for you because I think you're doing something. I can't remember. Aaron Miller says, "What's the strength of that beer anyway?" Aaron Miller, this beer is 4.2%. Okay, so it's mediocre, sessionable fodder. The thing I like about Berliner Weiss is they're kind of like very refreshing. You know, they're a little bit different from your norm. When you review a beer, sometimes, especially if you get a set of beers you're going to review, I try to mix it up myself personally, but sometimes, like today, I've done some IPAs and all very similar in taste. And sometimes it's just nice to kind of like kick back after you've drunk a load of IPA and have something refreshing like a Berliner Weiss, and it's just cracking. It just goes down well. Right, Matt Barker says, just got onto some Wi-Fi. My uncle's having a Theakston's Peculiar. Theakston's Peculiar, Theakston's biggest selling beer by a country mile. Theakston's Peculiar is pretty much, what should I say, the most traditional dark ale out of Yorkshire for me personally. I did a taste off. If you look at my old videos, Matt, I did a taste off between the Black Sheep Rigwelter and Theakston's Peculiar, and they're both brilliant traditional dark beers. For me, the Theakston's was a little bit better. But funnily enough, you said that, I've been busy today selling the stuff, and it's been going down an absolute storm. You will always get a good following for Theakston's Peculiar. You always get a good following for Theakston's Peculiar. You know, supermarkets, they sell them all over. It's the biggest seller, and the quality of the beer, I think, hasn't really dropped much. You know, they still brew it in old traditional methods, and yeah, it's great. Richard Elliott says, "I'll get you one. It's really mild at 4.9%." Okay, then, Richard. Tell me, Richard, exactly what style of beer do you prefer? What style of beer do you prefer me sending you? And I'll stick one in the pack whenever I send one to Matt. Matt Barker says, "I think Old Peculiar is a decent solid beer. You can't go wrong." Yeah, exactly. Peculiar. What Peculiar has, like, I've said it before, like a lot of these, what Peculiar has, what something from Magic Rock hasn't got, is the history. It's got the tradition. It's got the traditional methods of brewing. It's got the traditional ingredients. Everything's done traditionally, and so that's something what craft beer I absolutely love. Believe you me, but it's important to recognise the old stuff. It's important to really support the old methods of brewing, the old boys on the block. Matt Barker says, "Had the 4 Pure Key Lime Sour this week, and it tasted like shandy. I've had a few 4 beers now. Most just come was average to me. Exactly. I reviewed 2 last week, and to be honest, they didn't sit right with me, to be honest. I do like I do like to have different styles of beers. I do like to enjoy different styles of beers. Um, when I do what I call a tasting session, I try to get 4 beers together and different styles. And I thought I'd just lump these 2 4 pure beers together. And I just thought that they didn't taste right. You know, it's nice to be different, but for me, it's not. It's not what I really want from a beer for me. Wine by some pain with double brown name. The wait is over. The wait is over. I have arrived. Welcome back, Ryan. Aaron Miller, we're back, baby. You're back. Wine by some pain with double brown name. I know you all come here for me. Yes, I did. Matt Barker, the Daintree is the only 4-pit I've really enjoyed. Tried a juice box. I thought the juice box was excellent. That is an excellent beer from 4Pure, and I did like their. I can't remember, was it the oatmeal stout they did? Can't remember now. I like that. But I thought the juice box was excellent. I thought that was a really juicy beer. I thought it was lovely. Daintree was nice. Actually, I've been watching because that's the collaboration with Tiny Rebel Brewing Company. I was been watching Simon Martin this week going around the Tiny Rebel Brewery, and I have to organise a visit there next year. There's one place I need to go. So it looked fantastic. The Tiny Rebel Brewery, the new one, looked absolutely beautiful, bang on. It really did. It did look bang on. And I have to say, the Stay Puffed is one of my favourite beers, and I'm going to have to get the Imperial one, hopefully in a few weeks. And the Club Tropicana is supposed to be a pretty neat beer as well, which I'm hoping to get hold of. So I'm looking forward to that. I know the Women's World Cup is on tonight. The third place, Women's World Cup. Who couldn't give a damn about women's football? But that's another story. But we got to the semis just like the men and whatever. It doesn't interest me. Wimbledon does. Wimbledon, I just don't like Wimbledon. I just don't. It's just elitist, posh, and I don't drink Pims and I don't eat strawberries. It's just something I'm not into. Wimbledon. It's not me. Wine by some pain with double barrel name. I've got a semi. Right, Ryan Bryson Payne with a double barrel name. You've got a semi. Now, what do you mean? Do you need a semi-detached house? Obviously, I'm in the terrace, so you must be semi-detached. Very posh, Ryan. Very posh. Matt Barker, another great place up there is Northern Monk. I've got to go out my way to Manchester on Friday, so we'll pop into the Northern Monk bar there for a couple before I go. I haven't been to Manchester for ages, Matt, actually, to be honest with you, mate. The only time I go to Manchester is to go to the bloody airport to fly out to Greece. But, Northern Monk, Manchester, Northern Monk, Leeds even. Well, you'd be going by Leeds as well, wouldn't you? I'd imagine you would be. Leeds. And going past the house, they refused to leave and they built the motorway around this farmhouse. You know what I mean? Richard Elliott, do you think the Wimbledon set are Peroni drinkers? If so, does it alter your review? Well, the Peroni review. Right, first off, I don't like anything about Peroni. People drink it because it's a safe thing to drink. Okay, at the end of the day, it's a safe thing for them to drink. At the end of it's a safe beer. It's everything's got its place in that beer. Everything. You have it cold. It's refreshing to have when it's hot. Okay, What I don't like about Peroni is the way it's been put across as though it's something special. And that is what my main gripe with the Peroni lager. I know Peroni do a lot of other beers, which I've never really reviewed. Which I did a dark beer once years ago of a Peroni, but I need to do more of their beers to appreciate them as a brewer. Okay, but when it comes to Peroni, it's seen as something premium, but it doesn't really taste of anything different from any other bog standard lager for me. Um, Aaron Miller says tennis is utter shite. Would rather watch a women's footy with a Carlin. Yeah, at the end of the day, that's what whatever floats your boat, Aaron. I'll rather watch neither. To be honest with you, I'd rather all as really people have the idea. The top, I've got a Peroni. Um, to be honest, with you, beer that you could refuse hit the nail on the head statement to a degree that something special will buy it and drink it. It's like going into a certain apparel and wear it that I'm going to be better than you are. If I drink a bottle of Peroni and you're drinking a Stella, I'm better than you, which isn't the case, is it at all? If you're drinking a bottle of Peroni, then I'll just get a bottle of 20-year-old Trappist Rochefort 10 out. That'd kick you into touch, wouldn't it? But you know what I mean? That's the way the world goes. Everything for me is judged, especially in England. Everything is judged on appearance. People are judged on what they wear. People are judged on the car they drive. People are judged on the beer they drink. And for me, a Peroni is something which is no different from any other lager for me. It's just a name. At the end of the day, it's got to be what's in that bottle. It's got to be exactly special, and that's why I look at it. You can go and dress a can up as much as you want, but inside that can, if it's very kind of like bog standard or stock, that's another word, stock, if it tastes stock, then I'm not interested. Matt Barker having Northern Monk Mocha Porter now. Hope you're enjoying that, mate. I haven't had the Mocha Porter from Northern Monk. I expect it to be excellent. Aaron Miller, watch 410. You made me stiff. Need to buy more of that. Yes, Aaron. It is phenomenal. It's I did see another channel this week do the Rochefort 10. I'm not going to name the channel for starters. I did the Rochefort 10 and I did the Westie 12. I'm not going to mention what I said about it, but for me, the Rochefort 10, out of all the kind of like, I've got cat hair there. I've got bloody cat hair there. Out of the Rochefort 10, out of the Belgian beers, for me is the best. It's the best squad. It's aged right and perfected right and left in the cellar at the right conditions. I have to say, it's pretty phenomenal. Matt Barker says, I heard Amanda Holden is on Pornhub. I bet she is. I bet she's been on loads of it. I bet she used to be in Razzle. You remember Razzle? And he used to open it up and he used to have pictures of women. He used to have the black block in front of their eyes. And they used to have hairy bushes. Yeah. Yeah, I bet she's been everywhere, Matt. She's been around the block. She's been everywhere. Richard Elliott, is that the new name for League of Their Own? Not too sure what you're going on about there at the moment, Richard. Is it a about Peroni drinkers. I've already expressed my distaste for Peroni and what it stands for. Tell me in the comments, mate. I'm not too sure exactly what you're going on about there. Please emphasize to me what you're saying in the comments. I'm not too sure what you're going on about, but believe you me, it's worth telling us. Then I'll be able to give you a pretty good answer, if you know what I mean. Yes, so today, been an absolute scorcher. It's like it's kind of like non-stop sun. A few weeks' time. Oh, Matt Barker going to York in 2 weeks with Richard Elliott. How much do you recommend me spending in House of Trembling Madness? Well, Matt, there's 2 houses of Trembling Madness for you to try. There's the old one, the old shop, and the old bar, which is up near the Minster, past the old Star Inn. And there is the new shop, which is round the corner near the Jack Wolfskin shop, I think, in York. The new shop is got it's like a bar cafe as you walk in, and you go down by the bar, down a very narrow staircase, and it looks like you're going to nowhere at one point, and then you get into the shop. The shop at the new one is phenomenal. 2 rooms, 1 back room, wall-to-wall cans, Belgian stuff as well. They had an interesting Guinness and Timmermans beer in there for 40 quid a pop. And you go into another room where the counter is, and it's just full of fridges, chilled beers, everything like that. The old place next to the Betty's shop, they were going to shut it, basically because Betty's wanted that shop back. But now they've decided not to take the shop back. But what they've done, much to my dismay, because it used to be a lot more range of beers in there. Now they kind of like walled off half the shop, the back, but they've still got a great variety of beers in there for you to try. So both places are great. Richard Elliott says, I think that I heard that Amanda is going to be the host of the show of A League of Her Own. I did not know that. Thank you. That's reminded me not to watch the bloody thing. Richard Elliott, I intend to empty the York Brewery. Bagsy not designated driver. York Brewery, Richard. I've been to the York Brewery. It's okay. It's nice. They have acquired, actually, no, Black Sheep have acquired York Brewery. They bought York Brewery about 4 months ago, and they have shut a couple of pubs in York. Most notable, the Yorkshire Terrier, which is a great pub. So York beers are not really that ready available, but Matt Barker says, if you was going to visit one of the shops to look at buying bottle cans, would you recommend the new one? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. The new Trembling Madness. I'm trying to work out exactly which would be the best way for you to get to it. If you're getting by train, you'd have to go over the bridge, come out where the game shop is on the corner, I think it is, and you have to go straight down the pedestrian way all the way past Betty's tea rooms, the proper Betty's tea rooms, to a square, and it's over that way. Every time I go to York, I always root for Brew York beers, because obviously in York you're gonna get the variety of Brew York beers second to none. You're not going to get them anywhere else, are you? So when you go to the House of Trembling Madness, we go into the shop, the new one. The Brew York beers, a brilliant selection. The Brew York beers. In fact, I wouldn't mind betting, because I know that Brew York now have opened up a shop at their brewery. I wouldn't mind betting that the Trembling Madness has better variety of Brew York beers than Brew York itself, because I did see a hell of a lot of beers there. And, as you know, I'm a big fan. Matt Barker says it's all about Brew York in York these days. Yes, it is, and it's a shame to a degree, but it's also a fantastic thing as well. Um, if you go down the Shambles, if you get to the Shambles, I think you know where the Shambles is. There is the Shambles Ale House down there. He does a lot of different weird beard beers and stuff. A bit of Magic Mark, a little bit of Brew York, but more Yorkshire-based breweries like Wall Top and people like that. Brass Castle's another one. He tends to do beers like that in the old Shambles Ale House. If you go to the Trembling Madness, it's more Locker Polly, Pressure Drop, Brew York, Magic Rock. There is some vocation stuff which you can't get in the supermarkets. I got that there, which I wish I got hold of, and loads of other stuff, Belgian stuff and stuff like that. Richard Elliott says every time I see Yorkshire Terrier in Morrison's, I'd buy it. It's a great beer, but the best beer, what I think is the best beer, what York Brewery do, is the York Centurion Ale, which is a dark beer. You could say it's reminiscent of Black Sheep Rigwell in a way, if you want, but it's a lovely, lovely beer. Lovely beer. So if you're in York, go for the York Centurion Ale. It's a lovely dark beer. Well worth checking out. Also, in the Market Square in York, Thornbridge have got a bar. I can't remember what it's called now. I walked past it. It's got a great big Thornbridge banner on it. The Thornbridge crest or thing. So they had that there as well. And I didn't go in it, but there's another bar which I needed to go in as well, a new one. So bars are opening up as much as bars which are shutting as well. New ones are popping up all over York. So you haven't got any bars which are gonna, any kind of like amount of bars which are not gonna give you variety, if you know what I mean. Always made a beeline for the Guy Fawkes Inn near the cathedral, the Minster, should I say. So there you go. Matt Barker said, yeah, I had that at your beer. It's very nice, like a Ruby Ale. Yeah, it is. It's really, really nice beer. Slime Sky. Hello, mate. Nice of you to join us, mate. He's in the house. Nice of you to join us, mate. As ever, the more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned. More the merrier, as I'm concerned. I had a week off last week, Slime Sky, bit busy, and the week before I wasn't really getting much action on the viewing front. I think I came on too early, but I'm back again as ever. So anybody out there who hasn't watched from the beginning, like some people, I'm still drinking that one, the Berliner Weiss from Mikkeller, and I have to say it's very refreshing, very nice. Lovely. Right, Richard Elliott says York Shambles has some really weird shops. There's one that sells both fake and real knives and swords. Yeah, it has got some really weird shops. In fact, it's got the Harry Potter shop now. There's 2 Harry Potter shops in the Shambles now. When you go in there, they're all dressed up in fancy dress and the hat on and everything. And there's a queue as long as your arm up the bloody road for it as well. And it's worth a laugh if you want. I'm trying to think what else is up the Shambles. To be honest, I can't remember. But there is, funny you mentioned the Shambles, there's an adjacent street to the Shambles, which I think a new craft beer shop is actually opening up in. And I've seen it, I can't remember the name of it, but I've seen it mentioned in one of the York news posts, and I can't remember which one it was. But there is a new shop opening in York. Slime Sky, what's your favourite beer? Slime Sky, I've got 100 favourite beers, mate. Difference is it's the hardest question anybody could ask me, Slime, because of all the different styles there is. You have favourites from different styles, but an overall favourite beer is a very hard one. Um, if I had a favourite Belgian, is Trappist Rochefort 10. If I've got a favourite bitter, I have to say Theakston's XB more than hits the spot for me. So there's loads of beers I like, and beer is a journey. Beer is a journey of discovery. Matt Barker, Docs are making a new beer. They're keeping me tight-lipped about it, but my guess is a NEPA. But Matt, that one there was a cracking beer. Cracking beer. They also do a lager as well, don't they, Matt? So next time we do something, send us that lager as well. I can't remember what the name of the bloody lager is. Hazy IPAs are the craze right now. Do you think it's here to stay or a fad? Good question, Matt. Is it a fad? Hazy beers a fad. I think hazy beers are here to stay because I like hazy beers. I like our beers to be hazy, but the problem being is it's got to taste right. It's got to feel right in the mouth. It's got to taste right, and it's got to be something that you would go back to. You would go back to and drink again and again and again. You can dress something up as hazy, but if it tastes like piss in the glass, then it's not worth it, is it? So I think hazy IPAs are here to stay, Matt. I think the ones which are good are going to stay, and the ones which are bad are going to completely disappear. Milton Abode, excuse me for not pronouncing your second name right, Milton. Hello, Milton. Nice of you to join me on this live one. We're talking everything about beer at the moment, so if you've got anything else to say, pop it in the comments. Richard Elliott says, hopefully Docs don't turn the new beer into a pipe bomb like Controlled Explosion. Well named, I'll give them that. You shouldn't judge a brewery if they have technical difficulties regarding their beers. I reviewed a Castile earlier, a blonde Castile, Belgian beer, and it exploded on me. I didn't even shake it; it just went. It's just the way it is. If you see it from a brewer perspective, let's see it from a brewer perspective. If you're brewing beer, you don't really know what that beer is like until you drink it. So, the probability of having beers going out of your brewery without you even thinking that it's going to explode is very, very, very high. So, you can't blame, the brewer for that, really. Yeah, they'll have technical difficulties, but I wouldn't hold it. I don't hold it against the brewery if I bought a beer and it exploded. You know, where is, where do you think, where you stand? Should you take it back to the shop, get your money back? That's completely up to you. Me personally, I wouldn't. I would just kind of like be quiet about it. It's exploded. Fair enough. It's I'm just not that way inclined, I suppose. Matt Barker says Vocation Brewery, love and hate, arguably the best supermarket beer. That's my opinion, mate. Love and hate is a very good beer, Matt. Yeah, it's a very good beer. I'll get the best supermarket beer. I'll tell you what, it's one of the best sellers. I'll give them that. I'll definitely rate that as one of the best selling, especially from a craft brewery, because obviously Tesco have kept it on and it's going great guns. From a beer point of view, is it the best supermarket beer? It's from my point of view, Matt, is very much up there. I have to say, it is a great beer. I do look for it if I want to get a beer and drink. It's up there definitely. Milton says, "What is your poison today?" Well, Milton, you haven't joined me. I'm busy talking. It's taken about half hour to drink it. Now I'm in there. I'm drinking the Berliner Weiss. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm drinking from Mikella. Get to Marks and Spencer. Get hold of one. Slime Sky says, I love Northern Sumner beer reviews. Thank you, Slime. Thank you. To believe you me, it's well, I'm well appreciated of every view I get, every comment I get. everything I get on this channel. I'm not into instant stardom. I'm not into kind of like stats. I'm not into viewing figures. If the right people watch me, that's what matters. It doesn't matter if you have 20 views of a video or even one view of a video. If the right person watches you, buys that beer, say no more. Matt Barker says craft brewery beer. Sorry, not overall with the real A one. Sorry, no, it doesn't matter, Matt. At the end of the day, beer's beer, craft or for me anyway. Yeah, craft beer at the moment. I think Tesco are killing it. To be honest, someone mentioned to me Asda are supposed to be kind of like up in their game. I haven't been to Asda for ages, so I don't know. I can't comment on that. But for me at the moment, Tesco are absolutely killing it, and they're doing really, really well out of it. And the only problem with Tesco at the moment, I think, is their distribution. I don't think they're getting the beers in the shops because you can go in there and it's completely blank, and they'll have stickers saying beer due in July, beer due in August. That's the only problem I think Tesco have got at the moment. They've taken on so much new craft, and they're having problems stocking their shelves. I know they are where I am. I don't know if they are where you are, Matt. Milton says, wow, Jazzy can. Milton, get yourself to Marks and Spencer. You will see for yourself, mate, that there is more Jazzy cans for you. Richard Elliott, I'm not dissing the beer or the brewery, but I had to recall every can, which is unfortunate here. Yes, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes, mate. It's annoying. I know. I didn't think you were dissing the brewery at all, but I can imagine people are because no brewer, no matter how big or small they are, will want their beers going out and soon exploding on opening. That's it's just unfortunate. That's the way it goes. But it's something that I've learned to accept over the years, of going to a shop and buying something which you really, really are looking forward to having and trying. And as soon as you get it home, you just crack it open and it's gone boom. It's just the way it goes. It's just the way Lady Luck goes. But it will make me go back and buy another one. That's my opinion on that. I'll just go back and buy another beer and go, and try it again. The coffers will go to the brewery, so I'll just do that. I'm not fussed in getting a refund. I know that some people would be fussed in going back and getting a refund on something, but it's not me. Not me. At the end of the day, you're brewing, you're supporting the brewer as well as buying the beer. That's the way I look at it when you buy a beer. Matt Barker says, Jonathan, I found an absolute bargain in Tesco's yesterday. 5 points. Brewing. The small cans, 50p a can. That's not even to clear either. That is fantastic. I haven't seen them in yet, mate. I haven't seen. I will review them when I see them. But as I said earlier, I think there must be some sort of distribution thing going on, if you know what I mean. Slime Sky, what do you think of Innis and Gunn? Okay, well, Slime, I used to be a big fan of Innis and Gunn. I know people out there do not like Innis and Gunn. There's people out there who do not like Innis and Gunn beers. It's just a taste, and that's fair enough. For me, I used to be a big fan of Innis and Gunn, and they were special. But I think their marketing and rebranding has put me off them, to be honest. And it's there used to be a brewer which I would always look out for. There used to be a brewer which I used to really get excited about any release from them. But now I tend to overlook them. If I go into a shop and I see a load of beers and I see some Innis and Gunn, I'll never go for the Innis and Gunn now. Not now. And it's a shame. It really is, because I should be going for them as well, but I don't, because in my heart, being honest with myself, I don't feel like it's a beer I resonate to. It doesn't feel like a beer which I would kind of like go towards. It's a shame. It's a sad thing to say about Innocent Gun. Um, Simon Scar says bit strong. Yeah, fair enough. Matt Barker, there was only 4 cans left, 50p. So I can obviously I've got the last. Be rude, not fantastic, mate. What about snacks with beer? You're a man after my own heart, Matt. You really are. For me, a nice bag of Monster Munch to go with has to be pickled onion, Matt. Has to be pickled onion Monster Munch. Pringles. Pringles. Oh, I could do a whole tube of Pringles with beer. Just like the Cookie Monster. Go like all the time. I could do Pringles all the time. Monster Munch. Now this week I got the Lidl Monster Munch, the equivalent of Monster Munch. They're really good and all. They're really good. So get hold of that. Also the Guinness crisps. They're really good. They went down a treat as well. Uh, Also pork scratchings. You can't beat pork scratchings, can you? The old pork scratchings. Munching on them, drinking a beer. Anything like that. Absolutely adore. So yeah, good question, Matt. And I'm with you on that. Monster Munch, fantastic stuff. Richard Elliott, they weren't exploding on opening, they were just exploding. Ooh, the beer was really active on opening, but I assume that was the reason behind the name. Well, yeah, they can just turn around and say, well, you wanted a controlled explosion, so boom, there you go. That's your controlled explosion, isn't it? It says on the can, or it does on the can. So there you go. Yeah, but yeah. Also, pizza with beer. I do like a good pizza with a beer. Um, I'm not into frozen pizzas. I like the fresh pizzas with the fresh toppings, and I like spinach and ricotta. That goes well with beer. No, it's just lovely. I'm quite a healthy eater, to be honest. I'm not. I don't really go. I'd never go for McDonald's. I never eat McDonald's. I never eat anything like that. Matt Barker says never had Guinness crisps. Where did he get those from? I think Lidl did the Guinness crisps. Actually, I know for a fact they did the Guinness crisps, and they're done by the same manufacturer who did the Hobgoblin crisps, which I'm not a fan of. But the Guinness crisps were quite nice. Um, yes, it was good artwork. The Hobgoblin, yeah, let's face it. If there's a beer out there which has got their advertising down to a T, it's Hobgoblin, isn't it? Um, so yeah, I agree with you on that, Matt. I thought the crisps were crap. Hobgoblin. I did do a review of Hobgoblin and Hobgoblin crisps. If you look it up, mate. Richard Elliott says moved on to Pumpkin Jam and Tiny Rebel. I know it's a novelty beer, but it really is something completely different from a session as a break. The old Tiny Rebel Pump Up Donut Jam beer. I did review that, and I had a good time reviewing that because it was just donut beer. It's great, isn't it? It brings a smile to your face. It really does. Nice sense of humour when someone kind of like a brewery brings out a beer like that. You think, yeah, that's really really funny. It's great. It's great, really. I love stuff like that. If it's done right and if it's done, properly. So it's great, yeah. Slime Sky says, have you heard of the Yorkshire Heart Brewery? I have indeed, Slime. I did review a beer from them. I can't remember what it was. It's going back a year ago. I did a beer from. I really liked it. Very traditional. Um, Matt Barker says, Jonathan, my uncle asks, what do you think of John Smith's? John Smith's. John Smith's. I've got two opinions of John Smith's, Matt. Tell your uncle this. I've got two opinions of John Smith's. There's the green can and there's the red can. The green can is the smooth flow, which I'm not a fan of. The red can, I liked. I did like the red can, the original John Smith's. I like the smooth flow. No, thank you. That's just me. Smooth flow. It's like Worthingtons. It's not for me. It really isn't. I haven't reviewed Worthingtons. I will do at some point. Simon Sky, Yorkshire Heart Brewery. Yes, yes. It's yeah. I've had a beer from them. I tend to see their beers in kind of like garden centres and stuff like that. With a lot of traditional ales. So yeah, the one I had, if I remember rightly, was very very good. Um, but thank you for putting that up, Slime Sky, because that will remind me to go and buy some more of their beers because I did enjoy that one I had. Richard Elliott says there's a place just opened around where I live that makes pizza on site. It's good value as it's the size of a car hub cap. A car hub cap, so it's about that big, is it? Rightio. Yeah, you can't beat pizza and beer though, Richard. You really can't. It's great. It really is. It just goes so well with beer, pizza and beer. I don't think there's a better combination for me. Actually, I'm surprised that the likes of Tiny Rebel haven't brought out a pizza beer. Imagine that, margarita pizza beer. I bet someone could do it. I'll be the first one up. Matt Barker says, "What about Fuller's London Pride?" Fuller's London Pride. Now, that is yeah, Fuller's London Pride. I used to drink that a lot. Fuller's London Pride when I was younger. It's one of them gateway beers for me when I'm going from a lager background, if you want to call it that, to a real ale background. London Pride was a gateway beer, but I have opinion on London Pride, and London Pride for me, every time I've had London Pride in a pub on cask, it's been a bit dishwatery. Dishwatery. It hasn't been anything special. But when I've had it in a can and when I've had it in a bottle from your supermarket, for some reason, them flavours, I think it had bits of orangey flavours, and that came out. It's a really nice beer on its own. But every time I've had it in a pub, it's not done anything for me. Slime Sky says, John Smith says, changed flavour. What one, Slime? Green can, red can? Let me know, mate. Let me know. Um, I will review the red can at some point. I've got a list and list and list of beers I haven't reviewed yet. You'll be absolutely astounded at the beers I haven't reviewed yet. The famous beers, should I say, that I haven't reviewed yet. And I need to address that. But obviously, when you go into a shop, you tend to go for the new, modern stuff and exciting stuff. But there is a list I've got of beers which I need to sort out and get done. And I should be doing them now, but slap myself on the wrist for not doing it. Matt Barker says, it's strange. I think the same about Hobgoblin. I think it's Drevler on draft, but tasty out of a bottle. That's a good point, Matt, to be honest. Hobgoblin. What do I think of Hobgoblin? Do I like Hobgoblin? You know what, Matt? I prefer it. I prefer Hobgoblin in a can. I do. I do like the bottle, but I like the can version. And I have to try the can version of the Hobgoblin IPA. As far as it being, at the pub, yeah, I'm with you on that. It just doesn't do much for me. Aaron Miller, he's still not done a Guinness, have you? No, Aaron, I've done a load of Guinness in my reviews. I've done all the Hop House 13s. I've done all I did the West Indies. I've done all that, but I've done the original, but I haven't done the draft Guinness. And the Guinness draft in the can, I'll be doing for me 1000th. So that'll be coming up in about 5 weeks, hopefully 6 weeks, when I come back from Spain. I think it'll be coming up. Sam Scott says, I tried Tesco Ashfield original bitter, £1. It was okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, £1 a can. Your expectations aren't high. for £1 a can, your expectations are that you want it to quench your thirst. So, and that's all you want from it, for £1 a can. That is all you want because you're only outlaying £1 a can. What you don't want is to see something advertised special for £5 a can and it doesn't do anything. That's the reality of it. That's when you review a beer, you got to look at that in context of how much it costs, how much it costs you, to drink a can. Then you think, well, what am I getting out of that can for the amount of money I've put down? Is it a bargain? And that does qualify, lean towards whether or not a beer is good or bad for me, is how much it costs at the end of the day. Matt Barker says having Harpoon Dunkin' Coffee Porter now was £3.80 from local bottle shop. Message in a bottle. Never had that one, mate. That sounds fantastic. Slime Sky, could you please review? And it's £1 for 4. I will review Slime Sky. What's it called again? Ashfield Original Bitter. I'm going to write that down now. Ashfield Original Bitter, and I will review it. And I will mention you in the review. What about that, Slime? Richard Elliott, Bahmani Brewery in America actually makes pizza beer. Wow. Now, pizza beer. You got to do it. I'm going to have a look at that. Richard, if you information, can you kind of send it to me on Messenger, mate? Then I'll have a look. Be well appreciated. Yeah, Ashfield Bubble. I've got the name of it now. Ashfield Original Bitter. I will look for that slide. I will give it a review. £1 a can, you can't go wrong, can you? At the end of the day, it's a bit like Tetley's, I suppose, and all these others. Tetley's I haven't reviewed. Got to let the cat in. Tetley's I haven't reviewed. And there's a lot of others I haven't reviewed either. I saw that earlier. I think it's just a rebranded Tesco Value. I'll have a look. I'll have a look at it because I think the strength of it will be about 2.5%, surely, something ridiculously low, I'd imagine, for that, definitely. So, yeah. Also, that's one thing I haven't done on my channel for a very long time is cider as well. I'm thinking of doing a couple of cider reviews. I'm out of touch with doing cider reviews, to be honest. So, anybody out there who wants to 2.1% Slime Sky, it could be that one. It could be, Matt could be right. Just going to show someone what Richard's come up with, something about the pizza beer. Let's have a look. Coming up. Yes, thanks, Richard. I will have a look at that. Pizza beer. What topping is it, Richard? Margarita? Is it margarita or was it the ham and pineapple topping? Let us know in the comments, mate. I'd like to know what the hell that one was. Pizza beer. It's fantastic when you think about it, isn't it? Well, someone will do roast dinner beer next, or fish and chip beer. Be fantastic, wouldn't it? Richard Davis says can't beat local bottle shop message in a bowl. I shall Google that and see what it's all about, mate. Matt Barker, I saw Ben and Jerry's did a beer a year ago. That would be interesting. A beer. Yeah, not too sure that one. Not too sure on that one, mate. I haven't seen a Ben and Jerry beer about at all. I don't think I've ever seen it in the Trembling Bandits either. You might see it when you go to York. Slime Sky says, thank you. It's a pleasure, Slime. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for watching me reviews, and thank you for joining in tonight. It's always a pleasure talking to you. So, yeah, I can't wait to try Ashfield Bitter. I will give that a go. Definitely. I'll have a look for it. Keep reminding me, though. I will try it. I haven't got a pen on me. I'll remember. I'll remember. Ashfield Bitter Slime Sky. Got to remember that. Got to remember. It's a margarita pizza, Richard says. Margarita pizza beer. Yeah, why not? Matt Barker says, I think it was only sold in America, Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavour. Plenty of lactose in that, I would say then, Matt. Slime Sky says, Duvel, great beer price. I think it is at a good price. It's always been a good price, Duvel, for what you get in the bottle and what you get out of the bottle, should I say. It's a classic, I've said this before. Duvel is one of the world's great beers. It always will be where I'm concerned because it appeals to everybody, lager drinkers, beer drinkers, everyone, because of its strength, because of its character, and of course for what taste and notes you get out of it. So for me, Duvel is up there with the best of them. Slime Scar says all round good. Yes, Ashfield bitter slime. I would do that. Do that for you, definitely. £2 a pop for 4. Can't go wrong, can you, mate? Can't go wrong about that. It's a bargain. We all like a bargain at the end of the day. Actually, anybody out there has been to B&M lately? Because I don't know what they do either. What beers do B&M do? Tell me in the comments. I'd like to know. That's a fantastic question, Matt. If there is one foreign brewery you could visit across the world for a tour, which would you choose? Now, I could easily say a Trappist brewery, couldn't I? But then that'd be quite boring because it'd be just full of monks. So even the beer is excellent, but it'd be full of monks. So I don't think it'd be a Trappist brewery. I think it'll have to be a brewery with a lot of different beers on its roster, if you know what I mean. It has to be a brewery with a steakhouse. With a steakhouse, a butchery, and I don't know, strip bar. I don't know. I think looking at it, it'd be in America for me. I'd have to go to America. I think I'd have to go to San Diego. And I think it would have to be somebody like Stone for me. Definitely. I think it'd be Stone. I think it'd be Stone Brewery. To really visit and think, because I think Stone are pretty special. Sierra Nevada as well. So now I just reviewed a Sierra Nevada beer and I didn't think much of it. California IPA. Didn't think much of that one. Disappointed with that one. Slime Sky says, yes, I have. Man's Brown Ale and loads. One, and I like Ruddles Country Ale. Was it Ruddles County? I haven't had Ruddles for years. Ruddles County. That's something from the 70s. Remember me parents drinking Ruddles County. Green King IPA Reserve. I haven't seen that for ages. I keep seeing their heritage beers. Is it the heritage ones? The so-called special edition beers, limited edition beers, which they have bought out last year, but there's still loads of them on the shelves. These special limited edition beers, what Green King have bought out. There's still loads of them on the shelves, So they're not doing anything or whatever. But let's just close that. Green King IPA Reserve. Haven't seen that for a while. I was actually looking for the black IPA. Matt Barker, I agree. For me, would be Stone, or San Diego, or Mikkeller. Yeah, that's another one. Mikkeller. 2-all is another one. Trying to think who else. Out of the Germans, what would I prefer out of Germans? If I had to go to Germany, where would I go? Weihenstephan for me in Germany, maybe, or Snyder Weiss. In the UK, I'd have to try Tiny Rebel in the UK. Definitely go there. I would love to go to Tiny Rebel. And maybe Cloudwater or Verdant, one of them. Yeah, in America, that would have to be Stone. Richard Elliott says, moved on to Axome Lightning, launched a beer raid on Message in the bottle yesterday. Any thoughts on the merchandise front? Got to Mus, Slime Sky. Cheers, mate. Cheers, Slime. Take care, mate. My uncle said that, what do you think to barley wine, and why doesn't it seem as strong as what it used to be? Barley wine as Slime Sky, hang on. Slime Sky says, fucking wife. Well, we can't, at the end of the day, see you, Slime. Take care, buddy. My uncle said, what do you think of barley wine? Now, the description of barley wine is quite. I had a beer book. I haven't got it on me now, but if you look in, I had this beer book. I've got it given to me, and it's got a list of breweries. They've mentioned barley wine actually in the description of some of the beers, which was a bit. I thought barley wine. I think they actually thought that the Rochefort 10 was a barley wine. I don't know if they were going through its strength or anything. Barley wine. The only barley wine I know of is, has been advertised as barley wine. Barley wine to me is Gold Label, and it was pretty awful. But as barley wine, as in, I don't know. I mean, barley wine these days for me is being used in all variety of different descriptions of different certain types of beer, which I come out slightly, I don't know, blasé. It's a bit of a blasé description because, like I said, I've got a beer book with all these different breweries in, all these different beers in, and it's kind of like saying, "Oh, this is a barley wine, and that's a barley wine, and this strong beer is a barley wine." So, where it comes to descriptions are concerned, barley wine and beer, there's a bit of a contradiction, I think, when it comes to that. So, as far as barley wine, I mean, is barley wine seen as a strong beer now? I don't know. I really don't know. It's a description that, or something which is from the past, I think. Um, like I said, the only description I know of that is obviously from Gold Label. So as far as I know, it's not really bona fide beer style, is it really? Murder me in the comments, whatever. If you think of talking about my ass about barley wine, then go ahead. But I've always seen it as in terms of a strong beer, especially in literature form. But I've never seen it in terms of a beer style as such. So that's my thoughts on barley wine. I was going back to Richard's comment on Axome Lightning. Launched a beer raid on Message in the Bowl yesterday. Only thoughts on the merchandise front. Is it my merchandise front? Should I start doing merchandise? It would be a fantastic opportunity if I started to do merchandise. Northern Southern Beer Reviews T-shirt with Super Smashing Great on the back. Wouldn't that be great? Would you buy one? That's another question to you. Would you buy one? So I'll just go in with this. See if there's any more comments coming up. And if not, we might wrap this one up. And I have to say, it's been a pretty good one tonight. Absolutely. So just see if there's any more comments going up. Might not be much now. People might be having their tea or their barbecues. You know what I mean? You never know. One more. I don't think there's more. Richard Elliott, yours Message identified a faithful by caps. Of course, I'll buy. Yeah, you would, wouldn't you, Richard? You would. Matt Barker says, I heard Amanda Holden loves Peroni. That's exactly the type of comment I would expect from you, Matt. I really would. Yeah, I bet she does. If I had my way, she'll drown in a pool of the stuff as well. Um, like I said about Peroni, it's perceived as something special. It's not. It's not. But I need to try some more of their beers to appreciate them as a brewer. See what range of beers they bring to the table for everybody. Then I might get a little bit more respect. Same as Birra Moretti. The same with Birra Moretti. They do this lager, but they do other variations of their beer as well. Other variations, styles, which you need to kind of like investigate yourself, if you know what I mean. So, um, what's the weirdest pub you've ever been in? There's a local pub. Oh no, so it's retracted. What's the weirdest pub I've been in? I've been in some plenty weird pubs, to be honest. Uh, there's a pub in London years ago. My mate was doing a load of. What's Matt's put up? Yeah, Soho, £10 all day. £10 all day in Soho. Serious, £10 all day in Soho. Um, same, same girls. Peep show what went up like this, down like that. Yeah, those were the days. Those were the days indeed. Definitely. So I think I'm going to knock this one on the head now. I think we've had a good one tonight. I know that I'm going to have to go and have something to eat, most probably a bit of pizza now. But yeah, next week I'll be back on, hopefully, all being well. And in the meantime, all of you, every one of you, please enjoy your beers. Matt, if you're still watching, enjoy. Oh, I've got another question. I thought there's a pub on a barge on the tilt in my area that could make a person drunk on half a Carling. What's the weirdest one you've been in? The weirdest one I've been in. I've been in loads around Brighton. Why? How are England doing? Are they winning, Matt? I'm going to have to bring up a different subject next time, apart from Amanda Holden, Matt. I've got to, because it's taking over everything at the moment. I'm going to have to come up with a different thing, a different thing altogether. So I'm going to go. So cheers all. See you all of you next week, all being well. See you all. Bye bye. If I'm ending, this sometimes has trouble knocking me off. I tried it last time.